Hello humans, I'm Meggie, Megan, Megs, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And today I am joined by my caffeine. He's been missed, he wasn't here yesterday, but he's back and making a full recovery. But I don't have any food, so it's only a half win. Food acquired. So, there hasn't been a fun, jumpy introduction today as normal, and that's because today we're going to be talking about something pretty serious, and that is the Owen Harding situation. So, the headline of the article that I am reading states, Owen Harding, the teen who disappeared during lockdown. As Britain scrambled to adjust to the first weeks of life in lockdown in late March, Owen Harding and his mum Stella were arguing. Now, Owen Harding was 16 and lived in East Sussex, and he had previously spent a few days with his girlfriend Meg, who lives in York, and she had to go back to York, where she lives, and he was already really frustrated that he probably wouldn't be seeing his girlfriend for the foreseeable future because of the travel restrictions and the distance between them. Owen's mum was a typical woman. She was a driving instructor who met his dad on an Indian beach when travelling the world. His dad died 2 years ago from a sudden illness. When interviewed, Stella describes her son as an articulate and wise and mature and emotionally intelligent young man. To give you a bit of an idea about what Owen was like, his bedroom walls were lined with his GCSE artwork, as well as pictures of friends and trophies from his 3-year career with the Woodingdean Warriors. Now, Owen and Meg's parents were friends, and they had known each other since they were 11, and they had been dating for about 2 years at this point. Owen had been really enthusiastic about spending the lockdown with his girlfriend, however his mum was adamant that it wasn't going to happen. Quote, "It was an ongoing discussion all week that was really tricky between us," end quote, she says. On Thursday, the 26th of March, so that is 3 days after the lockdown in the UK began, correct me if I'm wrong, Owen and his mum argued again. The argument flared up, and Owen left the house without speaking a word to his mother. Now, the CCTV pictures showing that he was walking on a cliff top at around 6:13 the same day. So, after he left the house, he made a phone call to Meg, saying that he was really upset because he just got into a big argument with his mum, and Meg said that she had also got into an argument with her mum over the exact same thing. They cheered each other up and calmed down, and then Owen said that he was going to go and watch the sunset. And that is the last time that anybody spoke to Owen. So Meg tried to call Owen again at about 32 minutes past 6, but it went straight to voicemail. And at this point, his mother wasn't really concerned because they live next to the beach, and she just sort of thought, okay, he's gone for a walk, he's gone to clear his head. Perhaps something that he's done a lot before, but anyway, it wasn't really concerning to her. As it got later into the evening, his mother began to get worried and started talking to friends, and eventually called Meg's parents to see if they'd heard anything, and they hadn't. So around 11 o'clock she contacted the police. So immediately a huge police operation blew up with about 80 officers going to houses and to businesses. But because of the lockdown, all of the shops that would usually be able to give CCTV footage had closed and therefore couldn't. And the police are getting really frustrated with people not answering their doors. Because obviously the lockdown, you don't really want to be having that contact with people, and you want to be listening to the government, which is the smart thing to do, unless it's the cops. That kind of takes priority. That's really just stupid. Like, that's next level ignorant. There's a police officer knocking at your door. Answer the door. So the way that they basically got the CCTV footage that they needed was by giving residents who own security cameras police memory sticks, and they were left in packages outside houses and then put back into packages, put back outside the houses and collected by the police. So there wasn't actually any contact from police officer to resident. So by the next day, the entire town had really got involved, and people were putting up posters and, you know, really trying to help the cause, all while following these social distancing rules. People began to volunteer and try to help. Some police officers started to order a search, a methodological search with volunteers trying to find Owen. This is such a serious video, and all you can hear outside is the fucking next door neighbours screaming. Shut up. When Owen was last seen, the tide was below the cliffs. However, a police enlisted oceanographer, Dr. Simon Boxall of the University of Southampton, has said that the tide would have carried a body out to sea rather than east or west along the seafront. However, officers have been searching coasts as far as east in Kent and have alerted colleagues in mainland Europe. Stella says that she doesn't know whether her son is alive or dead, and she is in a deep pit of grief and mourning. He also has a 5-year-old sister who absolutely adores him and keeps asking, when is Owen coming home? And you can just imagine how heart-wrenching it is to be the mother in this situation. She doesn't know if Owen is going to be coming home. She doesn't know if Owen is alive or dead, and it is a really, really serious situation. The thing that startled me is that this story came out 7 days ago on the BBC News app, and I have only seen it now. It's been over a month since he has gone missing, and no word and no coverage. Well, there is coverage, but very little, because everything is so tailored towards the coronavirus pandemic. And I get it's a really, really big issue and it does need to be covered, but this is also absolutely heartbreaking, and it does definitely deserve more public attention. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that it's been really serious and not as jokey or, I don't know, as much of a piss take as others, but this is something that does need to be covered, and I'm glad that I've spoken about it. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Yeah, subscribe if you want to. That'd mean that I don't. It just, yeah. Please be respectful. People are grieving here. Stella and Meg and his little sister, they're all going to be in states of mourning, and you need to be very respectful online and in person if you don't know any of these people, of course. Don't be making jokes, things like that. Please, please be respectful. Right, that's it from me. I'll be off. See you in a bit. Bye bye. As of recording, Owen Harding is still missing and there has not been a body found. If you do know anything about this case, please, please, please contact your local authorities. This is why I shouldn't drink iced coffee. It's everywhere.